So when we talk about the slope of the line, what we're measuring is how steep the line actually is. And so there is a process by how we calculate the slope, and the best way to do that is to use the following formula, where slope represented by the letter m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, otherwise known as the rise over the run. Now the x2 and y2 points refer to the points that are furthest on the right of the graph. That's because we read the graph from left to right, whereas the y1 and x1 coordinates refer to the point that is furthest to the left when you select your 2 points. Now, because a linear slope or function has a constant rate, you can pick any 2 points along the lines. Now, what I do is I pick the points that are most obvious to read. I try to stay away from decimals, but if we pick closely enough, it really doesn't matter because, again, the rate is constant. So the first point on the left here I've picked is when x is equal to -3, and then y has a value of -4. Now it should say negative over here, but I assure you we'll put in the negative later on. And then the second point upwards is at 0, x value of 0, and the y value of 4. Now, once we've assigned our y1s and y2s and x1s and x2 values, we're going to plug them into the formula or the slope formula that we mentioned at the beginning over there at the top. And so we see that y2 has a value of 4 subtracted by the y1 value, which is -4. And we're going to divide that by the x2 value, which is 0, and subtracted by the x1 value, which is -3. This gives us a final slope of +8/3. Now for the second graph here, we have a line that is facing downwards. We're going to repeat the same process. We're going to pick any 2 points along the line. And remember, it doesn't matter where along the line we pick them because the rate or the slope of the line is constant. So here I've picked one where it crosses the y-axis, otherwise known as the y-intercept, so it's 0 and 1. And then my other value here is at 3 and -4. And remember that the point on the left, or the most left point, is going to be x1 and y1, and the most right point is x2 and y2, and that's because we read the graph from left to right. Now that I've chosen my values, I'm going to plug them into the formula, and we're going to make sure to carry the negative signs properly, which would be -4 minus 1 over 3 minus 0, and that is going to give us a slope value of -5/3, and it makes sense that it's negative because the line is pointing down.